What is up, guys? Yes. What is up, guys? Hey, I just wanted to jump on today. All right, today we are going to be learning something extremely exciting. And so if you guys are watching the replay, like, congratulations. All right, so today we are going to be learning, think about this, right? There is a sales process. If you sell a high ticket digital course, right, and you're trying to get that product sold and you want to get it out to the masses and you want to get it where your digital product is selling in a fully automated way, right? If you're that person, raise your hand, right? Drop fire below. If you have a digital product and you have a course and you want to make it where that course is fully automated, right? Today, I'm going to map out. I have a call with a client in about 40 minutes. And so before I jump on the call with her, I want to actually, I'm going to share my screen. I want to actually map out the entire blueprint, right? So I'm going to map out the entire blueprint of what it looks like to sell her high ticket course, right? So she just made her first $4,500 course product. She got her very first sale, so she proved the offer worked. And now we actually need to set it up where it's fully automated. All right. And so we're going to dive right in today. This is our end goal, right? So at least this is our goal with, this is our goal inside. Let me add a little heading, right? So this is going to be our course, right? So we're going to say our course, and I'm going to change this font size, and we go 12. Yep, perfect. All right. So we have our course, and this is where we're bringing people to. And she sells a $5,000 course, right? And so we're going to bring this up a little bit right here. All right, and we're going to add another heading, and we're going to say high ticket course sales process. Okay. All right, so that's what we're going to be learning today, right? So our high ticket course sales process. So this is going to be the process that's going to sell our high ticket course. And what would be considered a high ticket course, right? And so we're going to say a high ticket course is anywhere between, $1,000 to $5,000 to $10,000, right? So we're just going to say, right, $1,000 to $5,000 course, right? And so that is here. And so now we have our products, right? So this is our product. Well, if you have this product, you're great, right? Well, if it's selling, here's the thing. If you have a product that's selling and it's a $1,000, $5,000 course, that's awesome. The reason why I like selling $1,000 courses, right, is as soon as they buy the product, they get instant access to that course, right? Well, the very next part is we actually have to have a sales process to sell this course, right? So if this is our end goal, well, what's the process that sells this, right? And so I'm going to map out this entire process with you guys today, right? And so we're going to go to elements, and I'm going to hit shapes. Just do a little square. All right, and we'll draw this. So this one is going to be here. Right, and all right, so this, right, if we were to work backwards, right, if they just got access to our course, well, what had to happen, right? They had to go through some type of checkout process, right? So I'm going to hit, here's a thank you page. Thank you. Right, so here's a thank you page. Right, and let's make these a little bit smaller. Let's not change the font. It's all right. There you go. All right, so our thank you page. And now we have, before that thank you page might have been, right, you could have had some sales pages, like some upsells, downsells, right? But most likely it was just a checkout page, right? Especially if we are selling the course for $9.97, right? So $9.97, and then they get access to the course. So there's a checkout, there's a thank you, and then there's the actual course, right, that they're going to get access to, right? So now here's the thing is, if you're trying to sell, like imagine this, right? Imagine if I just walk up to you on the street and I say, hey, buy my $1,000 product, right? Like what? Like, no, that's crazy. Well, that's equivalent to just sending someone to a checkout, right? So there's a couple steps before that, right? And this is what we call, this is the way that we sell high ticket products, right? And so one is we want to spell out the offer, right? So we really want to say, what are they going to get, right? And so if we do that, if we say, what are they going to get? Then we're going to say, it's called a sales page, right? So this sales page is really going to explain the entire like course, right? So we're going to have a sales page, right? So now we have a sales page. Before the sales page, now here's the thing is the sales page is like, that's like explaining, hey, this is what they're going to get, right? This is like, hey, this is what you're going to get inside the course. This is what you're going to get inside the checkout. You know, this is what you're going to get inside the course, right? You're telling them what the, like, you're getting them really interested. And then they go to the checkout page, right? So before the sales page, that's when they actually know what your product is. That's where you're actually explaining that to somebody how you can help them, right? The checkout page is where you're actually going to go buy, right? So before, right, before they ever see how like awesome your course is and they get access to the course, they're probably like cold audience, right? If you're selling something high ticket and you're doing it on fully automation and right, so this is high ticket course process. Let's just gonna say, let's say fully, right, fully automated. Okay, a fully automated high ticket course sales process, right? So now we're going to add the fully automated part, right? So now we're going to say, well, who's going to sell this, right? And we're going to say the process that's going to sell this is something called a webinar, right? Has anyone ever heard of a webinar before? Like, I know I didn't know what a webinar was before very long, but I know what a webinar is now. So it's not a worry if you don't know what a webinar is. Right. So now here's the thing. This is a webinar, right? So now the sales page, right, is way over here. And there's these 3 pages beforehand that are called a webinar, right? So imagine if you signed up with someone, like offered somebody a free training that showed your ability to be able to help somebody, right? So you offered them a free training, okay? And people could opt in, they could sign up, they could join for that, or they could follow up in your email list, right? Or you might even be watching this as a later training, right? So you create a free training and you're actually in this free training part, right? We're gonna see our little lines. We have some arrows. All right, so in our little arrows, I like the little dashed arrows. Okay, let's try this. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, so in our arrows, we're actually going to capture some email information, right? Name, phone number, email, and we're going to follow up with them. And I'm going to follow up with the way I'm going to express emails. Let's see. So we have a free training, and then after we get people to sign up for the free training, right, we're going to thank them. Thank you. Another thank you page, right? And then we're going over here. We're going to have the actual webinar, right? So imagine if you have a $1,000 product or a $5,000 product, it kind of takes time to explain that entire process to them. You know what I mean? So that takes time. So here's what we have. We have what's called a webinar, right? So on this webinar or on this training you record once, you do once, you set up once, and now this thing is on a repeat. It's a video, it's a training. It just keeps going and going for you, right? So this is the entire process, right? And now this is the very basic of a webinar, right? So like there's nothing fancy here, right? You have a free training, you say thank you, and then you let them know what the time is coming. You offer them a webinar page, which actually is going to be the webinar training room. I'm just going to call it the webinar. I'm just going to call it training room. You know what I mean? Training room. Okay. And then you send them to the sales page, and then you send them to the checkout, then you send them to the thank you page, and then you send them to the course, right? So this is the entire process mapped out, right? And now here's the thing is, if we just looked at it, this is what people see on the surface level, right? So this is the surface level like course. This is the surface level like webinar, start to finish, right? There's a free training. We're getting email opt-ins. I'm gonna find something to see if I can find email, right? Like see if I can find a little thing. Oh, sweet, I can't. All right, cool. So, oh, All right, so we have email, right? So now there's a little email sequence right here that gets followed up with once they purchase, or to get them on this training, right? So now we have an email sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And this is an email sequence that is designed, to get people to show up to this training room, right? So we have this training room, and let's go ahead and name this. So I'm going to name it subheading, and I'm going to say signed up for training. Okay. So this is going to be signed up for training. And you can see on this free page, we're collecting emails, and we're going to have just this follow-up sequence that is for signed up for training. And we're going to be sending them back, right? We're going to be sending people back to the training room. Okay. That's our goal, right? We want them to go to the training room. And now here's the thing is, if they go to the training room, they're most likely, if they watch the full training and then they go to our sales page, right? Well, think about this. They went to sales page, right? So, and on our sales page, here's what we do is we create like a product interest form, right? So interested in course. Okay. So now we have this extra group, right? Well, just the same way as we build our sales process, we follow up with those people and we build our sales interest, right? Imagine it's like we have a follow-up sequence that says, hey, you bought, or hey, you watched our training and you saw that you're interested. Well, now you need to buy, right? The next step is for them to buy, right? So let's copy this and let's rotate that. And the goal of all these emails is to buy, right? So there's our goal. Here, let's move this forward. Position forward. Okay. So you can kind of see that you have the front end. This is what people see on the front end. This is just the top. Like, this is just the iceberg. But then all of a sudden you have this email sequence beneath that helps guide people through these steps, right? Now, this whole entire process, right? Now check this out, right? Now we're going to go one step further, and the emails are our primary, like, think about email. Email is follow-up sequences that follow up with people that say, hey, you signed up for this, let's follow up. But now let's go one step further and let's talk about what happens. Like, what if I want to get new people to this training, right? Like, I want to get new people to this training. Now, here's what's really cool, right? Facebook, if you guys haven't realized Facebook, right? Facebook is phenomenal. YouTube, Facebook, Google, all of these websites, all of these advertising platforms can all do relatively what I'm about ready to say, right? You see how I segmented signed up for training and interested in course, and I started segmenting this? Well, here's the thing. What you got to see is in between each one of these, right? Like, is there an ad? Like, right in between each one of these is an ad, right? That also not only is our goal to bring people to the front end of this training to get more people to sign up for this training, but our goal is to get people to walk them through this process with Facebook ads. Now, so here's what's really cool, right? Just the same process that we divided up our entire email sequence, it's the same process that we're going to divide up our ads, right? So now we have email, and next we're going to just say ads, right? So this is my little ads, and I will make a little image for ads. Okay, so that's, I don't know if I like this one, but it's all right. All right, here we go. So that's email, right? Well, now here we have ads, right? So inside of our ads, we are actually going to divide up the same thing, because here's the thing: you can't have a fully automated course unless you have something that's fully automated, driving traffic back to your website all times, right? So that's where we use advertising, right? So here is this next part, right? So now we have ads, and I am going to, let's see. Let's see. Think about this, right? So ads, elements, I am going to do, clear this, and let's go back to the original one. Let's do some dotted lines, okay? So we're gonna break down our ad segments, okay? And the reason why we're gonna break down our ad segments is because this is the process. We want to segment our audiences into certain audiences so we can effectively target people, right? So whenever we're running advertisements, what would be a good advertisement? Like, I want to make something like, I guess it's like, maybe like, would this represent it? Let's see, make this red. Let's see. All right, so will this represent an ad? It will. All right, so here we go. So here's a process, right? So you got to think of it like this. Now, whenever you set up ads, you're setting up, essentially the biggest part of ads is separating them by audiences, right? So audience, and having people in a certain audience is the most important, right? Because once we actually set it up in the audiences, just like this, you see how it says signed up for training and our goal is to get them to the training room? Well, they stop receiving these messages when they actually purchase the course, right? So when people purchase the course, well, then they no longer receive the sign up for the training, the interested in course, right? They stop receiving that, right? So just like this, right? So now, just like we have in email sequences, right? So just like in email sequences, so I will, right? Like, we want to make sure when people buy our product, we want to make sure they get success, right? So we're going to follow up with them once they bought. Okay, so now they interested, now they bought course. Okay, now they bought course. Bam. And go back. There we go. All right, so now when they buy the course, we're going to follow up with them with a whole completely separate, different email sequence, right? That might be like, hey, that might be to get more results. That might be to another program. That is to a completely separate, like, completely separate follow-up, right? That is our goal with that. So let's rotate this. Yeah, I like to look a little clean. Here we go. Okay. So now here's the thing. Well, it's the same thing, right? So whenever we're running our ads, you see how we bought this course bot? Well, once we have 100 people, right? 100 buyers. Right? Well, guess what? When we have 100 buyers, we're able to say, hey, Facebook, I want to take those 100 buyers and I want an audience that looks just like them, right? And here's the thing is, at any of these places, if they've came to our website, right, we can say, hey, Facebook, if this person has come to my website and they have not bought my course, I want you to bring them back to my sales page, right? So we can, one, we can set up retargeting. Right? And what does retargeting consist of? Right? When we put our audiences, right? Like some people think like, okay, well, retargeting only consists of, right? Like retargeting is not just retargeting like, hey, did they come to my website and then let's get them back to my website. No, retargeting is segmenting every single one of these audiences inside each one of these pages and saying, hey, did they sign up for the training? Yes or no, right? Did they sign up for the training? Did they sign up for the training? Or not, right? Because if they did, well, great. Then we retarget them with another ad and we bring them onto this another process. Did they buy, right? But if they did not, well, guess what? Now we put them in a separate audience. And so we are completely segmenting our entire audiences based off our ads. And so I think I'm going to go in depth with soon here on the ads part. So I'm going to leave this part blank. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. We're actually going to go full in depth with the ads, right? So ads are completely separate, but we want to make sure this whole entire process is here. So now here's the thing, right? If we just looked at this webinar and said, all right, this whole entire process is done, right? Well, here's the thing is there's a lot of people that are slipping through the cracks that maybe signed up for the training but don't actually buy, right? And so there is another process that we're going to call, right? We're going to call bonus training, right? So there's another process. If they don't buy, we're going to send them this bonus training number 1. And now here's the thing. The reason why we do this is because think about it. If we have one of my clients, right, she had 5,000 people sign up for her training, but she only had 146 people buy her course, right? So if you think about that, she had 5,000 people and 146 people that bought. Well, there's a huge amount of people that are getting by and missing out and not buying our product, right? So what we did is we create this bonus training down here where we're now offering to be able to explain it in a different offer, right? Be able to explain her whole entire program in an entirely different way, right? Like now we're addressing some of the questions that some people didn't answer, right? And here's what we do. We actually do this bonus training. This bonus training is actually a 3-day bonus training, right? It's a 3-day bonus training to fully break out the offer and explain what it is. Let's see. Copy both of these. There you go. Buy this. All right. All right, Canva. There you go. I don't know why it's not working, but to grab both of them, but it's all right. Okay, so we have this bonus training here, and there you go. Okay. And this is something that we just started implementing, right? So we realized that there's a huge gap of the people that are actually buying and how many people are signing up. And so what we started doing is following up with people in this bonus training area, right? So this is our behind the scenes, right? So the process, think about this. Imagine this entire thing that you see right now, right? This is just another thing, right? If I rotate this, right? All of these, the entire goal of these sequences and this follow-up sequence is to go to this checkout page, right? That's the entire goal for the email sequences and the bonus training, right? So this entire process is to get them to buy your fully automated high ticket product, right? And so this is the process, right? So we have set up retargeting, then we have set up, right? Then we have set up lookalike audiences. Okay. lookalike, lookalike audience, set up retargeting, set up lookalike audience. And this is going to be lookalike audience for buyers, right? For buyers. Or our best audience, right? It's our best audience is really what we want, right? And then, so we're going to set up retargeting. And then for each step, right? Each step needs to set up retargeting. Like every single step needs to say, if you came to this page, you get this ad. If you did not come to this page, you don't get this ad. But if you did, you need to stop getting this ad. Does that make sense? You need to set it up where they're at stages, right? So just the same way as we segment our email sequences is the same way we're going to segment our audiences for our ads, right? And then we're going to set up lookalike audiences for our buyers, and that's going to get those ads out for them, and then like to bring in like natural. And then from there, I mean, those are just going to be focusing on the ads. I mean, that's a pretty, you know, like I would say like adjust winning ads, right? Winning and losing ads. I mean, from there, right? So that's ultimately our goal, right? So this is the entire process for a fully automated high ticket course sales process. So this is what it looks like, right? So retargeting for each step, set up lookalike audiences for the buyers so we could drive in new traffic, right? For new traffic, right? And then adjust winning and losing ads. All right. So what do you guys think, right? Do you guys like that training? Did this help? Does anyone want this? You guys want this little PDF? I made it just for my client because I'm going to jump on a call with her in a few minutes. And I want to make sure she knows how to do this stuff. And so this is going to be our map. And so, yeah. So what do you guys think? Let's see. I'm going to move this whole thing. Oh, that didn't work too well. Okay. Let's see if it'll work. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So this is our map. And maybe my wife will make it look better for us. But yeah. All right, guys. So hopefully this helped. And if you guys have any questions, let me know.